Good morning and sliding into afternoon. I'm not sure what just fell, but it's over live, right? So you get to hear everything. So Judy Allen here, San Antonio, Texas, and we are going to be making a treat holder that you can actually slide box candy into, as well as put other things in there, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And we're also going to do the reverse stamping technique, or you might want to call it the kiss technique. So with that, let's get going and do it. And you know what, before I even go, be sure to put the people in Louisiana, Mississippi, and the people that are in the path of the hurricane, the progress as it goes north, in your prayers, right? It's moving slow and it's supposed to dump some rain. So always want to pray for others, right? So be sure to put them on the prayer list. All right, let's go down the hands and let's see what we're doing today. So this is what we are doing, and all my paper just fell. That's what it was. So today I'm going to behind me, so I'll fall behind me. So I'm using this stamp set, and this you can do several things, right? So I just want to show you. I actually put these in here. I've got special peeps. When you buy these, right, they come wrapped, so they won't slide out. They'll stick in there really nice and handy. These are the colors I actually used on the stuff we're doing today. I used lemon lime twist. I used dark smoky slate, and I used basic black light. All right, so I'm going to put those there, and I just want to show you because it's going to fall down, right? So it's going to be sure to make sure it goes in the envelope. Now the cat, I might have to move the cat a little bit. I wasn't thinking about the cat when I did all this. I was more concerned about the cauldron and everything else. But that's okay, I can move it, right? Or I can hand deliver it without it being an envelope. But I just want to show you, right? You can fold this flat if you wanted to make it a card instead of a treat holder, right? So you got choices. It's all about choices. I like choices. All right, so we're going to make one just like this, and let me show you what we're going to do. So I did use, if you notice, this is paper you have not seen, and that's because it's in this as well. This is in the new scrapbooking stuff that just came out, and if you're a scrapbooker or not, I got mine. I don't know that I'm going to scrapbook. I used to scrapbook years ago. Not terribly long ago, because I still do it from time to time, but, so I'm using this. I'm going to use this paper, and you get, like, several sheets because it's based on scrapbooking, right? So that's where I got the green from. And like I said, there's several in here, and there's some purples. How you like that? I made a card with that the other day. Made it look like Beetlejuice, right? Or you could color the white with another color, right? And then look at this. So you just get a lot of paper, and in the back side of this is going to be this here. But there's more, right? So these just came out on the 4th. I really like this. I think that'd be a nice Beetlejuice shirt, right? So that's this. So you can buy the paper, or you can buy the paper plus stickers, or you can buy the kit. And I want to show you because actually the folks that do the mystery box are going to see some of this in their mystery box and some stuff created with it. But I just want to show you so you know. Somebody asked me last night, and I was telling them about it. So just give you an idea, right? There is no brochures. There's an online brochure. So if you want, I'm going to post the online brochure. So these, back of these are white, okay? And some of these here, because they're designed as pages, right? But you see, you'll get the same paper that I just showed you. Let's see if I go through all the paper. Oh, here's what you get too. And this is new as well. I knew there was more. There's always more, right? Let's see here. Okay. So I got through the first part of the paper there. Now you get two-toned cardstock. See how one's just a little bit lighter than the other? And that's that is our pumpkin pie, right? Here's basic black. So yes, so I did put some stuff in there for you about the, right, the mystery box, because the mystery box is going to have some of this new stuff in there with it and be stuff created with it. Looky here, and we got two-tone purple. Same purple, gorgeous gray, right, but they made two tones. So that's different than what this is all new, right, because of memory makers going out of business and Stampin' Up, creating. A lot of them came over to Stampin' Up, and now this one is not two-tone, okay? This is called, I forget what this one's called, but folks that came over from the memory maker They're making it for all of us available now too. And then here's some different stickers. Personally, if you don't care for stickers, what I would do, I would sit there and just put this down on cardstock and then cut it however you want to cut it if you don't want stickers, right? So just really cute. And then you actually have some placeholders for folders too that comes with the kits. I thought it was pretty cool. I haven't done, like I said, I personally have not done scrapbooking in a while. I don't know if I will do scrapbooking. I usually do scrapbooking when I have some kiddos do different pictures, right? So like when the grandkids for Halloween dress up, you know, I could do this. So it just, you know, it just depends on where you are and what you got going on, all right? So let's make this. I got all the pieces already here. And I'm going to do get it all out, it's all attached. See if I can at least do for you the kiss technique or the reverse stamping technique. Basically, right? So let me get this right here for us. So we're going to do it with this cat right here. And I will tell you, when you stamp, so you, just that you know, here is the cat originally, right? As you have it die cut and you stamp it and everything on. So you can see I reversed it. And it's too funny, once I reversed it and it was going to use the bird, it was like, okay, you're going to have to reverse stamp the bird too, right? So that's, both of these are reverse stamped. And I'm going to show you how I did that, all right? So it's been a while. I've showed this before, but it's been a little while, right? And when you want to do fun stuff and it's not quite like you want it, so you want to reverse it or do something, it's just an easy way to do it. So this is what I do, and it's just easier for me. Each of us, I would tell you, whatever you find easiest for you, I do it that way. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this up. Now when you go in, this is just a silicone mat that I use for my adhesive, the size of my hand, and I'm just going to stamp the mat. Now you want to be sure you don't want to smudge it or anything else, right? You just want to stamp the mat. And then I'm just going to sit up here and pull the stamp off. And I think you can see the image there. And then I'm just going to take my paper here and I'm going to lay it down. And I'm just going to gently mash it. I don't want to smear it, right? And I want this just to gently come up. And this one didn't come out as dark as mine did when I did for the example I have for you today. But it's okay. I just took my marker and I'm going to color in and fill it in. But the main thing is that you see that's how you can do the reverse stamping, and that's how I did what I did. You see I sit there and left a little bit of ink there because I really try not to smear it, right? That was one of the things when I first did this technique. I had a tendency to like really mash it and rub it, and then it would smear. So we don't want to do that. Okay, so this is 5.5 by 8.5, right? DSP. And it has been scored at, I don't know, I do the measurements. This is a 1/2 inch here. And I would just get my tape measure out, my ruler out, since I was going to write that down. I thought I did, and it's just buried it, I guess. This is a 1/2 inch. This here is, I want to say it's 1 1/4 inch. So there's another score line here at 1 1/4 inch. You're going to again score at 3/4 inch, 3 3/4 inch, and then 4.5 inches. So let me write that down for us both so you can sit there and see it, hopefully. Let's see if I find a piece of paper here. I can write that for you. I don't have something already on it. All right, we're going to reverse this. Okay. And you see there's still ink on there. So I'm not going to worry about that. We can clean that off afterwards. So this was at a 1/2 inch. It was at 1 1/4. And we scored it again at 3 1/4, 3/4. And at 4.5. This is where we scored it. Okay? Let's put that right there for you. Oops, you can't see it. Let me put it right down here. There. Okay, so there's where I scored it at, all right? So if you want this measurement, you got it there. And I'll put it on my Stampin' Up site as well, too, for you. Haven't done that in a while. It'll be a good excuse to sit there and go out there and do that for you. All right, so we're just going to fold on the score lines, right? I always like to do that. And then we're just going to use some tear and tape. So I'm just going to put it on the edge here. So, you know, when I sat there and did a reverse for you, I deliberately did it in a lighter ink so you could see when I reversed the stamping how it looked. And you can see the bird and everything right there, too. So that's why I want to be sure to do that as well. So what we're going to do, the easiest way to do this here is we're going to take this off. So this could just as easily be a card, right? If you didn't want to put anything in the middle, you could just make it a card. And all we're going to do is we're going to come over, fold this down, like that. And rub it by hands, and there we go. So, like I said, you can put these in here. We can put treats in here. And this also fit a small box candy in here too. Not the one for the movie theater. The movie theater box of candy is too large. The next box size down fits perfectly in here. Alright, we're going to start adding our stuff here. Oops. So this I just embossed with the Birchwood Tree embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder. So again, because I've got this in its designs, it can be made into a card as well too. I'm just going to take it like this. This here. Alright, and we're going to glue a few other things too. I could use my tear and tape, but I just wanted to use glue because it was handy and I was already using it, right? Lots of times I use my tear and tape, but if I'm already here with my glue, I'll just use my glue. I'm just going to center that right there as well, right? Okay. Now the cauldron, I just cut it out. That's all I did. And then I have this here. So I did this in lemon lime twist. If you want to know what the color is, that's the color. And we're going to put Wing Stella, right? We're going to put Wing Stella when we get through on this because it'll just give a little sparkle, right? And then I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. Now, we do, I use black dimensionals. And when you get the black dimensionals, you have the regular size ones as well as the miniature ones right in here, right? So I went ahead and I just folded this flat just for some reason. I decided to go ahead and use it as a card. I could, right? So I just measured it this way. I mean, this would even make a cute bag, right? To put treats in. There's so many things you could do with this. You can make, like I said, make it help me because all I did was die cut this, right? You can stamp too. So I'm gonna put this right here because when I go do my classes at the assisted living facilities, I'll be bringing them something. There you go. For Halloween, right? Now, if you wanted just a silhouette of the cat, this is what it would look like, okay? So sometimes if people don't have something or they want to do something different, I would tell them just use the silhouette of the cat. You don't have to sit up there and do anything else if you don't want to, okay? So this one, I'm going to make it a little bit different than when we just saw. We're going to put the cat right here. And I've already cut out the books for us. The books I put flat. And you can see this came straight from that DSP paper from the scrapbooking. Yes, it's got orange dots on back. And we're just going to put it here. So I don't know about you, but when I've got special peeps, especially if they live in the same household, I do have a tendency to sit up there and do things different, right? Just a little bit different so everybody knows whose is whose. Now we are going to stamp this. I'm using basic beige, and I'm believing it's just going to work just fine for me. I've left myself 2 options, and I'm looking for my other option. I can either put Happy Halloween, but I wanted to see how this would look. A little Hocus Pocus. I wasn't sure if the purple was still going to look purple or not, right? Because when we stamp on colored cardstock, right, we don't necessarily get the color as it was, and I'll show you. Because when you look at this one versus this one, so you still see they're both purple, right? This was white cardstock that I set up there, and I just used a sponge to put orange around the edges. This one I haven't put anything around the edges, but I can. But I'm saving my options because I thought this would look nice because it's got bubbles on it, right? if I could just pick up the color, and I could do it either way. Let's see what we want to do here. For sure, I already know I'm going to cut this shorter, right? Because that's what I did in the original one. And we can cut it shorter. So you can either use your cutter, or you can just use some scissors. When it's small like that, lots of times I'll just use my scissors, right? Okay, so we'll see how we like this. Because I thought it would just be sort of nice instead of me coloring the edges, if I could just sit there and just give it some extra little color right here, just to pick up the color off of this. I would have to say that's sort of not floating my boat at the moment, but we're going to trim this down as well and see if we like it any better. And if not, we're going to let it go and we'll color the edges, okay? So let's just do this and see how we like. I needed a little bit more than that, but it's okay. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. I did a class for the seniors yesterday and I didn't have the white part. I think that will be okay. I didn't like it at the bottom. So what we're going to do is we'll put some glue here. So yeah, so I didn't bring all the pieces. I left the white stuff to do the tags. Hello, Bertner. When I didn't bring the white tags, so I didn't end up having to stamp for people and cut it out. So you gotta keep in mind, these are people in assisted living, right? So usually we don't do the stamping for people. But when you go to senior living or nursing homes, any of those private places, some of those people just they can't do the stamping, right? Or they can't do certain things because their hands shake, right? So my thing is I want to just let them be able to create and have fun. So we're just going to put this up here just like this, and I'm just going to use the dimensionals right behind here. And then we're going to put the cat up on dimensionals as well, just like I did the bird. So if you want to see where I'm going, so it's going to look similar, right? But we're going to add a few little extra things. I don't usually mass produce anything in certain ways or anything. I just sort of do what I want to do. So I'm going to put a little hocus pocus there. And then this, on this side this time, we're actually going to put the bird, right? I'm going to put the bird, make sure I'm putting it in there. Put the bird right up here, okay? So sometimes, like this is already on a dimensional. And we want it to be, if we want it to be higher than, so this is where this can go right now. Okay, so if I want it to be higher, I can put a double dimensional here. I'll show you what it looks like. And if we don't like it, we can take it off, right? Because I always like to have choices. Alright, so it's always easy if you want to put it on, just see what it's going to look like. Right, so I really like the bird, most probably a little bit more up there. So that's how I'm going to do it. So it's going to do it double up the dimensional, just stack one on top of the other. I do want the feet to be at least be a little bit here, right? Okay. And the cat I'm okay. We can just use dimensionals. We're just going to make sure it is on the left side of the body. So the nice thing about making things like this for special peeps, like today, you're trying to find the right candy that'll fit in here and so forth and all. I got to eat these because they didn't fit in there. Oh yeah. It's a dirty job, right? Somebody's got to do it. Test it, make sure it works. So I'm just going to put this right here. So again, if I'm going to put this in a card, I want to make sure that when I fold this flat, right, that everything's going to be able to be put in an envelope in this will. Okay. So we're not through. We still have, put that out of the way though. We can still have this here. So these are little bubbles. I should say these are some big bubbles that actually comes in the die set. And we're just sort of going to put them around. And you know, if you don't know which way the bubble turns, just follow the paper. I was like dinking around with this earlier and I thought, good grief. How are those bubbles supposed to go? And it's like, well, if you look at the designer series paper, it shows you, right? So I was really stretching myself and thinking here when you didn't really need to. So I don't know what you, but I know all the special peeps in my life like the bubbles, right? So there we go. And you can actually get colored bubbles. It's just got a little bit of color. Now, I hadn't put those on yet because I'm going to put these books back here, right? So I wanted to actually put the books right back there. So I am going to glue this down. And then our bubbles are going to be around and above it. Okay? So, that's important to get this before you get all of the other. Where do you want it at? I'm going to put it right there. So it can be seen. And then I'm just going to use my black dimensionals here. Now, like I said, the package comes with the smaller mini dimensionals. But instead of bringing that out, I was just going to take my scissors and cut around these edges here. They work too. Because you get, I forget how many things you get, but I know for sure you get at least one of these. You get the mini dimensionals as well. And yes, so in our mystery box, right, we have us using these black dimensionals. You know, everything we do. So, let's see how that's looking. Okay. Doesn't matter. It looks like the books on my bookshelf. Right? So we're just going to put these on, and then we'll be finished, right? And then it's up to you to sit up there and be sure to put something on the inside. Put this big one down here on here. And then we'll add some Wink of Stella, and you can add bling. Now, I added, actually there's 2 blings that goes really good with this. I can't think what the other one's name is offhand because I couldn't find it on my stash of stuff because I've been busy creating for the upcoming retreat, and it's in October, but you gotta get designs done for it, right? And I've been busy doing for the mystery box because that actually closes on the 15th, and there's only 2 spots left. Oop. And that stuff will mail out, I think I said around the 20th. I don't know, I'd have to go look at the notes. You can look at it though, I've got it online there for you so you can go look it up. And we're going to put this one down here. And then we've been working on, right, getting ready for cards for kids in the hospital. So there have been no dull moments here. Need a bigger piece. I don't want that one. It's a little bit bigger. So, lots going on. And I didn't even include the Venture Club, right? So, Venture Club closes on the 15th as well, 15th or 16th. And that is actually geared with leaves, right? Unchanging leaves. So it's definitely fall. And actually, it's using also the fall scrapbooking paper. So if you haven't checked out the DSP for the scrapbooking, you should. Because those are some things we got coming up that we are using. Alright, last but not least, there's the last bubble. So there we go. So I made sure there's 5 bubbles. If I want to move one, I can. I'm not sure. I might get a smaller one. Tell you what I might do. Let's swap these guys out. So when I swap things out, I just sort of gently tug on them. It usually works. It doesn't tear the paper, right? Just gently, right? Just don't be like you're gonna in such a hurry. You have to go and like rip it off. You can just, because that way you can sit there and do this right here. Okay. So all I'm gonna do that's left is Wink of Stella, and we've got it. So, showed you 2 different things. I showed you how to do reverse stamping or kissing. At the very beginning, after I showed you all the different papers in the scrapbooking kits. And so you can get the paper. They have the paper with stickers. And then they have the actual kit itself. So they got, gosh, they put all kinds of different ways you can do it, right? Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, so you'll have to let me know what you liked best. So here is the one today that we made live, and I added, if you notice, I added some more books in the background, and this is the one from the other day, or the one, my original, right? So you'll have to let me know what you like the best. The nice thing is, if I wanted to add some purple around the edges there, I can still, right? All I have to do is either get a sponge and touch the edges up. I'm just moving this just a little bit. You can use a sponge to touch those up. You could use a blending brush, a small one, but I wouldn't. I would use a sponge because it'd just be easy to touch the little edges if you want to do that, right? So it's all about personal preference. And then let's add the bling. The bling adds it everything, right? So I've mixed it in with the bubbles as well as this. So I have plenty of bling here that I can add as much as I want. Just make sure I try to add odd numbers, right? There we go. Alright, so I've got bling on here. Oh yeah, it's ready to go. I got those special peeps. I got them ready. So what do you think? You just have to let me know what you think about that, alright? So it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. Yes, and we can easily turn this into a card to match this, right? It doesn't have to be like this. We can make a totally different card and shape and fun fold. What I envision, what you're getting is you're going to get this style. You're going to get with this a Dutch door. We call it a Dutch door, right? So you won't get this exact one because this is from the retreat with the house on it, but you'll get something similar. So if you sit there and order $35 or more, you'll get this free plastic kit to go. You'll get 2 treat holders to make, and you'll also get 2 coordinating cards to make, right? So it's that simple. Oops. So there's no reason you can't go out there, create, share, and give, right? We start thinking Halloween and Christmas and start doing now. We won't be so much of a rush as the holidays get closer and closer. So that's what I've been doing. I've been prepping, and I was just getting ahead of the game, right? Because once we hit the seasons, Halloween and all that, it just rolls by real fast. So with that, be blessed. Have a wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing you next week on Keep It Simple or Stepping Up. And thank you for supporting us not only here, but also on YouTube, Instagram. See you later. Bye.